What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast. Now, I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about the Uncharted movie, another delay for it. Now, I know this is somewhat of a smaller topic. I understand that maybe this isn't for everybody on the channel, so I do greatly appreciate you guys that are actually watching. I really do. And if you guys want to see me make more Uncharted movie videos, which I absolutely will, I feel an obligation to cover something such as this, and I absolutely will. But if you guys want that, make sure you guys are subscribed and have that bell icon pushed. So, due to what's going on around the world, I think all of you guys are very up to pace on or up to speed on it. You guys have been doing an awesome job. Even in the comments, you guys are using the kind of terminology I'm using. I honestly love to see it, so I do greatly appreciate it. So, due to what's going on around the world, the Uncharted movie is pushed. Now, we've seen the movie industry in general. Now, we talk about movies and games here. We mainly talk about games. Movies, it gets more select, right? I like to pick specific movies that are maybe more tailored towards my, what I like to kind of watch. And obviously, the Uncharted movie is right up my alley, being my favorite gaming franchise. And what we've seen in the movie industry is so many movies being pushed, being delayed. Some of them being delayed indefinitely. We don't know when they're coming out. Even movies, one of the first movies, not the first, but one of the Quiet Place Part 2. John Krasinski said, hey, we're going to see it when the world is okay to see it. Never gave a release date. There's other movies that took it very extreme, that delayed their movies, 10, 11 months. Fast and Furious 9. We've seen movies that have delayed just a few months. Wonder Woman is an example of just a few months, from June to August. Now, will that be delayed again? It's possible, but I actually do respect them for delaying it so short. So again, we've seen a lot of this. Now, we've mainly seen a lot of movies that are releasing very soon. So all the April, all the May, all the June movies, for the most part, besides SpongeBob. I don't know what's going on over there. I still haven't seen anything. I think that movie's still on track to come out. There's absolutely no way it does, but they haven't said anything. But we've seen all these movies been pushed. Now what we're seeing is all these companies, Disney, Sony, and this slate. Sony has delayed a lot of their movies. Morbius was a movie that was pushed. Well, I think we'll actually go through some of them, but the Uncharted movie has been delayed till October 8th, 2021. Now, I don't know if they give it on this website. I believe it was supposed to come out March 5th, somewhere in very early March, and I don't think it was the same date. So I think, honestly, I feel like it was March 5th. So March 5th to October 8th, honestly, not the biggest move in the world. And again, one that we kind of expected. They were supposed to start filming now, probably last week, the week before, somewhere in this time. They were supposed to film. Tom Holland then has to film Spider-Man. So he was supposed to film Uncharted, and then he would film Spider-Man in July. Now I would assume the reason why you delay this is because, well, maybe when things start to go back to normal, does he film Spider-Man, and then does he come back to Uncharted after that? Does Spider-Man get delayed? I think it's a very high possibility, but it really absolutely sucks, because now we're starting to see all these movies that are further away, even movies in 2021 that were supposed to come out in 2021. We've seen those movies been pushed back. Ghostbusters Afterlife, Peter Rabbit 2, I know that's going to be crippling to a lot of people, and Morbius have all been delayed to next year. They were all supposed to come out this year. Now, in my mind, when these kind of things happen, it goes to pure, at this point, it's not really amazement, because, firstly, let's just say, there's not much that they could have done about this. Is it funny that something like this has happened? No, in truth, absolutely not. But considering this Uncharted movie has had about every single roadblock put in front of it, it is, in a way, ironic or funny to a different, into a maybe a sick kind of extent, that this would happen, because it's are we ever going to get this film? And you know what? We honestly are, and I was ready for it in December. I was ready for it in March. You know what? You delay it another year. Did anybody really believe we were getting in 2020 at any point ever anyway? So I don't think so, right? So delaying it from March to October isn't the biggest deal. I honestly do believe we will get this movie. I think, again, depending on quality, will it be good? That's a completely other thing out there, right? But we'll have to see. I'm gonna be really interested. Actors and actresses don't really put out their filming schedules. They just kind of hop from movie or show to whatever, right? And we don't really get a warning on what they're going to do. But it is going to be really interesting, because again, he was supposed to start filming it, and then he was supposed to film Spider-Man. So say restrictions start to ease up and stuff around May, around June. Well, July is right after that, right? So then you go and you immediately record Spider-Man, and then what happens after that? Can you fit in Uncharted? And not just that, but it affects everybody. And ultimately, I mean, that is, I think, part of the reason for films like this. I mean, movies that haven't even gotten off the ground yet in terms of filming, they're going to have some major problems because there are so many moving parts. These guys that make movies, guys, girls, like literally anybody that makes films or even TV shows, they jump around, okay? Maybe they have contracts with the studios, but they jump around quite a bit. So it's not like there's just a team there that is only going to work on Uncharted. I mean, during that time, will they only work on Uncharted? Sure. But then after that, they may jump to blank movie. You know what I mean? So it is really tough, especially, again, for movies that haven't filmed yet, because you have these actors that, again, maybe they have like 3 movies that they have to record in a year, and then the scheduling conflicts, and it's not just, say, one actor. It's not just Tom Holland. What's Mark Wahlberg's schedule like? What are these other actresses, the 2 that they casted? What are their schedules like? You have to keep all that in mind, and that can definitely mess up things. I mean, massively, that can mess up things. So it's another roadblock. It's a roadblock for Uncharted, which sucks, and again, it kind of pertains to the channel and to my life, so I wanted to cover it. But really, going beyond that, it's really, the world is falling apart in a way, and to get serious, I guess, we try not to take things all that seriously here, although we do. I kind of like pick my battles, right? But for the movie industry, this entire thing has absolutely been terrible. It really has, because not only are we getting no movies, then there's the debate of, well, do they come to streaming platforms? Do they not? But then all these movies that are coming out, they get delayed. It pushes movies that were supposed to come out in certain spots, so then they get pushed. Again, movies that haven't even started yet, haven't even started filming yet, are in early production. Do those films get impacted by this? Yeah, they do. You see that with Uncharted. Movies that are moving into the filming stage, like they're getting ready to film, or they were filming when all this stuff happened. There were Marvel TV shows. There was a lot, and there was different movies across the board that were filming when this stuff happened. You have the Batman, right? The Batman movie. You have to stop them all, and then you have to resume them at some point, and then that will, not only are you losing months, so you have to push those movies. Almost definitely, you'd have to push those movies, right? But what does that do in addition? Well, again, maybe those actors, maybe that film crew, whatever, certain people, maybe they have to do another movie, or maybe the writer is supposed to be writing another movie right after, or they're supposed to get to work on another thing, and then that delays that one. So, again, a movie like Uncharted that was about to film, that gets pushed. Movies that were filming, like the Batman, that gets pushed. Movies that haven't even started yet, well, maybe they're safe, but again, if they had other things to do first, and then they were going to do that thing you've heard about. So say like Pirates. We talk about Pirates quite a bit on this channel too, right? So say Pirates, maybe they were going to work on something and then get to work on Pirates because, say the writing is already done, but the filming part and the casting and all that kind of stuff, well, maybe they're busy with something else first and they were going to get to that, but that first thing may get pushed now. So now you have to work on that longer, and then Pirates have to be worked on longer. So things like that, it's really creating a huge, massive, honestly massive ripple effect in the movie industry. And like we've talked about on this channel a couple times, the gaming industry is, I'd say, largely unaffected. It is affected. Next gen could very well be affected, but as of right now, and games maybe in the future, like a year or so off, maybe they're the ones that are getting hurt the most from this. But for the most part, the gaming industry is, out of all industries, is one of the safest, I would argue, during this thing that's going around, right? The movie industry is one of the hardest hit because you got to make your money back. You can't just put them on streaming services. You're going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars on a lot of these projects if you just even put them on streaming, because you're not going to make up the money getting subscriptions on Disney Plus, on whatever platform you want to use, versus going to the movie theater making $500, $600, $700 million. You're never going to make your money back by doing it on these streaming services. So even stuff like that, the movie industry is falling apart. You've probably seen it on other channels. I know the Cord Wings talked about it a lot, and you kind of really are seeing a huge ripple effect Uncharted-wise and other movie-wise. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Does it suck that Uncharted has once again, I believe in recent memory, I believe this is the 3rd time, maybe 2nd time, but really, in reality, it's probably the 500th time that this movie has been delayed. But what do you think? Do you think this movie is eventually still going to happen? All that kind of stuff, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. If you guys want me to talk about other movies, so like I said, I kind of pick my battles, pick the movies I'm most comfortable talking about. But I'm a fan of all different kinds of movies. So if there's something specific you guys want me to talk about or make a video about, I am all ears. Okay. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.